Sinisikmura?
Sa tuwing sumasakit yung sikmura ko, laging payo sa akin ni mama na huwag daw akong iinom ng malamig na tubig dahil nakakasakit daw yun ng sikmura or ng tiyan. Pero lagi ako napapaisip sa koneksyon ng dalawa. So nag-search ako sa internet tungkol dito at nakita ko tong Facebook page na to na may 67,000 members. May nagtanong kung okay lang bang uminom ng malamig na tubig. Sabi ng isa, kung may acid ka or acidic ka, huwag kang iinom kasi mas marami raw siyang nararamdaman kapag malamig yung iniinom niya. Yung isa rin naman, sabi niya, hindi raw kasi nakakatunaw kapag malamig. Sabi ng isa rin, bawal daw siya kasi sinisikmura nga siya. Pero meron din naman nagsabi na pwede, lalo na raw kapag mainit yung panahon. Nagtanong na rin ako sa labas kung ganon din ba ang nararanasan o ang paniniwala nila. At ito yung natanong ko.
Narinig nyo na po ba yung kasabihan po na kapag uminom po kayo ng malamig na tubig or kahit ano pong malamig na inumin, nakakasakit po siya ng sikmura or ng tiyan po?
Tiyempuhan lang yun. Kasi minsan, hindi naman sumasakit pag uminom ng tubig na malamig. Kaya lang, minsan, may nararamdaman ka rin na sinisikmura ka pag uminom ka ng malamig. Oo.
Bakit po sumasakit po yung tiyan po ninyo kapag uminom po kayo ng malamig po na tubig or inumin?
May kasabihan na sinasabi ko at sinasabi din nila na nabigla ang tiyan or nalamigan. Yun ang usually siyempre yun ang thinking eh.
Narinig nyo na po ba yung kapag uminom po kayo ng malamig na tubig or kahit ano pong inumin, sasakit po yung sikmura nyo po or yung tiyan po nila?
Oo, sa akin, naranasan ko na yun. Busog ako tapos uminom ng malamig tubig.
Ano po kaya yung sa tingin yung dahilan? Bakit po nangyayari po nasasakit yung tiyan po ninyo pagkatas nyo pong uminom ng malamig po na tubig?
Hindi ko masabi, pero siguro busog ako tapos uminom na ako ng sa pagkabusog ko siguro.
Sa pagkabusog.
Busog ko, minsan ganyan ako sumakit yung tiyan.
Halo-halo ang opinyon at paniniwala ng mga tao. Ngunit ano nga ba ang totoo? Nakakasakit ba ng sikmura ang pag-inom ng malamig na tubig o malamig na inumin?
The belief that drinking cold water causes stomach pain or the sensation of sinisikmura is not supported by scientific evidence. This discomfort is often linked to other factors such as an empty stomach or individual sensitivities rather than the temperature of the water itself. According to Zhuo et al. 2006, the stomach is naturally equipped to handle varying temperatures of food and drinks through a process called thermoregulation. When cold water is consumed, the stomach adjusts its internal temperature to maintain optimal conditions for digestion. This adaptation ensures that cold water does not interfere with normal digestive processes or cause discomfort. Despite this, some individuals associate drinking cold water with stomach pain, often due to underlying gastrointestinal conditions like gastritis, acid reflux, or delayed gastric emptying caused by gastroparesis. These conditions affect the stomach's function and may lead to discomfort after consuming certain foods or drinks, which will be discussed in more detail later. However, it is important to note that the human body can manage temperature changes from food or drink without significant harm. Factors such as eating habits, pre-existing health conditions, or food sensitivities are more likely contributors to discomfort than the temperature of the water itself. The idea that cold water could shock the digestive system is not backed by scientific evidence. The digestive system is highly resilient and can adapt to various external stimuli, including temperature changes. This adaptability makes it highly unlikely for cold water to directly cause stomach pain. Research also supports this perspective. For example, in Alvarez's study, it was observed that consuming cold liquids in moderation does not disrupt normal digestion. Instead, the stomach's ability to adjust ensures that the temperature of liquids consumed does not lead to discomfort. Furthermore, certain gastrointestinal conditions such as gastric outlet obstruction or Helicobacter pylori-induced gastritis highlight that stomach pain is typically caused by specific medical conditions rather than the external factors like cold water consumption. In conclusion, while some individuals may believe that cold water causes stomach pain or sinisikmura sensation, there is no scientific evidence to support this claim. Underlying health conditions, eating patterns, or individual sensitivities are more likely to influence such sensations. Therefore, drinking cold water is safe and does not harm the stomach. Before moving on to discuss the specific conditions, it is important to understand the role of the International Classification of Diseases, 11th Revision, or the ICD-11. Developed by the World Health Organization, the ICD-11 serves as a standardized global system for identifying and classifying diseases, disorders, and other health conditions. It allows healthcare professionals to document diagnosis accurately and consistently, improving communication, facilitating research, and enhancing patient care. By using the ICD-11, healthcare professionals can address various health conditions concerns more effectively, from digestive issues to other complex medical conditions. ICD-11 plays an important role in helping debunk misconceptions and improving overall healthcare outcomes.
Ang pagkakaroon ng ICD-11 codes o mas kilala sa tawag na International Classification of Diseases, 11th Revision, ay mahalaga sa medical field for accurately identifying and classifying diseases. Sa paggamit ng ICD-11 codes, clinicians can effectively communicate patients' conditions, facilitate research, and improve the quality of care. Here are some common stomach diseases that can be acquired through abnormalities or food intake problems, which may be the reason why people experience stomach discomfort or paninikmura. First are diseases that can manifest stomach pain symptoms after eating a meal. Some diseases that can manifest stomach pain symptoms after eating a meal are gastric outlet obstruction, gastroparesis, and achlorhydria. Ang gastric outlet obstruction ay isang type ng acquired anatomical alteration disease of the stomach na kung saan mayroong mechanical obstruction o pumipigil sa pagbaba ng pagkain mula sa sikmura patungo sa unang part ng duodenum o mas kilala sa tawag na pylorus. Sa gastroparesis naman, ang nangyayari ay delayed ang gastric emptying dahil hindi nakakagalaw ng maayos ang pagkain due to vagus nerve malfunctions. Importante ang vagus nerve sa proper food mobility at digestion ng isang tao. Ang achlorhydria naman ay isang abnormal secretion condition na kung saan walang napoproduce na enough gastric acid sa stomach na nagresulta sa indigestion at malabsorption. Isa pang halimbawa ng disease na kung saan maaari kang makaramdam ng stomach ache ay ang trichobezoar o pagkakaroon ng hairball sa tiyan ng isang tao. Ang sakit na ito ay kadalasang naobserbahan sa mga taong may psychiatric disorder na trichophagia o ang habit na pagkain sa buhok at trichotillomania, which is yung convulsive hair pulling. Kanina, kung mayroong achlorhydria o yung hindi enough na pagsikret ng gastric acid, syempre kabilang din dito ay ang acid hypersecretion kung saan nagkakaroon ng basal hypersecretion sa gastric acid sa sikmura. Maaari ding gastritis ang pangunahing kondisyon sa mga taong nakakaramdam ng paninikmura. Halimbawa na lang dito ay Helicobacter pylori-induced gastritis, food-induced eosinophilic gastroenteritis, at allergic gastritis. Ang Helicobacter pylori-induced gastritis ay ang pagkakaroon ng acute gastritis dahil sa Helicobacter pylori infection. Kapag hindi naagapan, maaaring makapagdulot ng chronic gastritis at atrophic gastritis ang impeksyon. At ang dalawang ito ay isang risk factor sa pagkakaroon ng gastric adenocarcinoma o mas kilala sa tawag na stomach cancer. Ang food-induced eosinophilic gastroenteritis naman na kung saan ini-invade ng white blood cells na eosinophils ang sikmura due to specific food intake na kung saan pwede mag-lead ang kondisyon na ito sa ascites o pagkakaroon ng fluid buildup sa tiyan, edema o pagkakaroon ng trapped excess fluid sa mga body tissues, weight loss at obstruction. Ang allergic gastritis naman ay isang type ng gastritis na kung saan ang cause ay allergic reaction na maaaring mula sa kinain mo. Pero pwede ding dahil sa mga non-food substances at non-IgE-mediated hypersensitivity. Ang panghuli naman ay ang malignant neoplasm sa sikmura. Ang mga malignant neoplasms na ito ay nanggaling sa cells ng esophagogastric junction o yung punto kung saan nagtatapos ang esophagus at nagsimula ang sikmura. Ang cancer na ito ay isang adenocarcinoma, meaning nanggaling sa glandular cells ng stomach lining at abnormal growth. So, maaaring masakit na pala ang tiyan mo dahil may mga tumor ka na sa gastric cardia mo.
Health informatics is important since it uses technology to improve the healthcare quality.
It is a vital tool that can be used by interprofessional collaboration of physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and public health workers to address and control the public health concerns in order to enhance a patient-centered care and to improve the patient safety quality. Nevertheless, according to the University of Central Florida last 2021, the health informatic does not only focus on the outcome but also on the processes, such as improving the efficiency of sharing medical information, allowing physicians to have a better decision-making, and to identify relevant specific medical procedures for every patient.
To educate the communities about health informatics and the correct information about the correlation of drinking water after meal and indigestion and stomach cramps, a seminar with free checkups can be done to attract audience of different ages.
In the seminar, myths about the topic will be debunked, then the ICD-11 codes will be presented. Following, the importance of health informatics will also be introduced to help the communities understand the vital role of health informatics for their medical needs. Lastly, free checkups will be available in order to properly diagnose possible patients and to give them proper medications and medical advice.
To train the healthcare providers, a biannual program with a mixture of lecture and skill-based training is the best approach.
this, every healthcare professional will have a chance to learn and refresh the important information about health informatics and its practice. In the lecture program, basic information about health informatics, common practices, and new and outdated practices are tackled. There will also be review cases with question and answer parts in the program. Then, with the skill-based training part, it will ensure that the healthcare providers can apply all the information learned during the training. Practices in the use of technology, handling patient cases, and using health informatics are included in this part.
Lastly, to evaluate the effectiveness of health informatics in changing perception and improving health, a biannual surveys can be done to the communities.
In the survey, it includes questions about their new learnings about the stomach cramps and indigestion, follow-up questions, and recommended future health topics. This can be used to monitor communities, to debunk myths, to promote proper healthcare, and to introduce the health informatics to the public.